Fred lived in Giggleville, a town known for its cheerful residents and vibrant atmosphere. He was a funny guy, always making people laugh with his quirky sense of humor and playful antics. Fred loved to invent things. He spent countless hours in his backyard, tinkering with gadgets and sketching new ideas in his notebook. But his inventions were not always good. Often they would malfunction or cause more problems than they solved.
One time, I made a robot. It was supposed to be my greatest invention yet. It was supposed to clean my house, making chores a breeze. But the robot chased my cat around with a broom. It was chaos.
Another time, Fred made a singing toilet. He thought it would be a fun addition to his home, but it sang so loud that everyone's ears hurt. The whole neighborhood could hear it. Despite his mishaps, Fred wanted to help people. He had a big heart and always tried to make life better for those around him. He was a kind soul, always ready to lend a hand or share a smile. But sometimes, his inventions made things worse. They often led to more trouble than they were worth.
Everyone in Giggleville knows me. They know I'm always up to something. They know I'm a little clumsy. I have a knack for getting into funny situations, and they know my inventions can be very silly. But that's just part of my charm.
Fred had a new idea. He wanted to cure the common cold.
What if I could make people sneeze the cold away?
So he built a machine in his backyard. He called it the Super Sneeze Machine. The Super Sneeze Machine was very strange. It had gears and wires and a big horn. It also had a button that said, "Do not push." Fred was very proud of his invention. He couldn't wait to share it with everyone he knew. It was a sunny day in Giggleville. The sky was a brilliant blue, and the sun shone brightly over the bustling town. The air was filled with excitement and anticipation. Everyone gathered in the town square. Families, friends, and neighbors all came together, chatting and laughing as they waited for the big event to start. They were excited to see Fred's new invention. The buzz of conversation grew louder as more people arrived, all eager to witness the unveiling. Fred arrived with his best friend Bob. They walked through the crowd, greeting familiar faces and sharing smiles with everyone they met.
"I'm nervous, Fred." Bob's voice trembled slightly as he looked around at the expectant faces. "Your inventions can be unpredictable." Bob's concern was evident, but Fred gave him a reassuring smile.
Fred set up the Super Sneeze Machine on stage. He carefully arranged the equipment, making sure everything was in place. He put on a pair of goggles. The crowd watched in silence. Their curiosity piqued. He looked at the crowd and smiled. His confidence was contagious, and the audience couldn't help but feel excited.
This is going to be amazing. Fred's enthusiasm was infectious, and the crowd erupted in cheers.
Fred thought. He took a moment to reflect on all the hard work that had led to this moment. He took a deep breath and pushed the button. The crowd held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. The Super Sneeze Machine made a loud noise. It was supposed to be the highlight of the festival, a marvel of modern engineering designed to entertain the crowd with its quirky antics. But no one expected what happened next. It started shaking and whirring. The ground beneath it seemed to tremble as if it were alive. People gathered around, curious and excited, unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. Suddenly, it began shooting things into the air. Pies flew everywhere. Balloons bounced around. The crowd gasped in surprise, their eyes wide with disbelief as the machine continued its unpredictable performance. Rubber chickens flew through the air. They soared like bizarre birds, adding to the surreal spectacle. The festival had turned into a scene straight out of a comedy movie.
Oh my goodness. The expressions on people's faces were priceless, a mix of shock and amusement.
"This is hilarious." Laughter erupted from the crowd, a contagious wave of joy that spread like wildfire.
Look at all the pies. They were everywhere, splattering on the ground, on people, and even on the nearby stalls.
The crowd laughed and screamed. People were covered in pie. It was a mess, but no one seemed to mind. In fact, it only added to the fun. Balloons hit them in the face. They bounced off with a soft thud, adding to the hilarity of the situation. Rubber chickens landed on their heads. It was as if the machine had a mind of its own, determined to create as much chaos as possible. Fred and Bob tried to turn off the machine. They struggled with the controls, their faces red with effort. But it was no use. The machine had gone rogue, and nothing they did seemed to make a difference. The Super Sneeze Machine was out of control. It had turned the festival into a whirlwind of chaos and laughter, a day no one would ever forget.